Tomorrow evening, Carolyn.
Well, Steph, I've already learned so much. I've been inside the African American Museum with Charla Franklin. You are an artist, you're a chef, you do it all. This exhibit is called From Foot to Fork, and we're starting here because this is really the focus.
Right.
This starts it all. Talk about this piece.
This piece is called You Put Your Foot in It, and it is the #1 compliment you can pay an African American cook. And it really comes from the enslaved Africans. They used to soak their feet in the water, and they would use that same water to cook for, kind of like get back at the situation. And when they were asked, what did you do? They were like, oh, I put my foot in it. And it was taken as a euphemism, as a joke, but it was really serious. And over the years, it's become the compliment. This is actually an imprint of my foot. I'm the artist, and all of my work has a piece of me in it. So
you put your foot in it.
I put my foot in it. So put your foot in it. That's the compliment. When you sometimes they're like, you really put your foot in it, and it's the compliment.
And do you get that a lot?
I get it a lot.
So we are going to get to the food you could get when you come here. However, we need to look at the artwork first, because this really kind of is the progression of what's happening with the food that people are going to taste.
So this piece is called Paper Angel, the Soul Food Prayer. And the Soul Food Prayer is, Dear God, bless this food from foot to fork, and forgive me for what I've done to be away from my motherland. And enslaved Africans used to take pieces of paper, tear them into fashions of angels, write their prayers on them, and release them on a windy day for their prayers to travel. So this is an ode to the Paper Angel and the Soul Food Prayer.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
And of course, you can see all of these things and more when you come here to the African American Museum. There's this one, and this is interesting because we hear about the New Year's tradition of black-eyed peas.
This is called look-ahead peas, and actually African Americans eat black-eyed peas for New Year's Day. If you don't like black-eyed peas, you must eat them at least New Year's Day, just a spoonful. And it's really, the black eye in the pea really represents your third eye of intuition. It's talking about following your faith, not looking back. And the story goes, a young lady named Faye, who was working on a plantation, she had a basket full of black-eyed peas, and she just walked off the plantation. She just walked and walked and walked. She never looked back. She walked away into freedom. She arrived at Ruth House, which is an underground railroad, on New Year's Day. They cooked the black-eyed peas, they celebrated, and it became
the
tradition. So you must have some black-eyed peas. And I have here my sun/moon is a vanilla wafer, because a black woman also invented the vanilla wafer, which at the time it was actually a vanilla cookie, but it was promoted and marketed as a vanilla wafer.
Okay, so quickly, before we run out of time, let's get to the food.
Let's get to the food.
Let's get to what people can get, sample.
Once a month, we highlight a specific soul food. We tell you about its history, and we give out samples, and we offer some of the soul foods. We offer how-to classes, like we have chow chow coming up. That's a cabbage relish, so we'll be teaching a class on how to make chow chow.
But this month we're
highlighting
desserts.
Sugar and cocoa, because those are two items that came from Africa, sugar and cocoa, and we're highlighting sweets. And so our sweets are the peach cobbler, sweet potato pie, red velvet cake, pineapple upside down cake, banana pudding, and praline candies. All of these are recipes that were invented by African Americans.
So as you heard and as you can see, multi-talented. You're an artist and you're a chef, and of course come out to the African American Museum and
celebrate the history of soul food. Soul food is the only food that is not named by geographical origin. It is named because it came out of the creation of the souls of enslaved Africans that were given foods and items that they weren't familiar with, and they had to keep trying until they created a delicious and nutritious meal.
So come on out, right?
Come on out.
Taste it. Taste a piece of the soul food.
Taste a piece of the soul food. Participate in our workshops. Bring your family recipe and stories, and we look forward to seeing you.
And it's free tomorrow night. I'll send it back to you, Steph.
Oh, it sounds delicious. Thank you so much, Carolyn. The African American Historical and Cultural Museum, located in downtown Fresno. You can call this number for more information.